right, so a lot of people know my stance on Edge of Fate and things like that. I made a video talking about, I want to play the game unless, I got a copy of the game, and I did. I was very surprised. Like, it was 2 days after I made my video. I got an email from a company that I guess works with Bungie, and they're like, hey, we want you to try Edge of Fate. And I was like, okay, sure. And I tried it. The Armor 3.0 system, you guys already know the whole deal about that. That's what rubbed me the wrong way, and I was just like not enjoying the game. It just wasn't having a great time. So the reason why I bring this up is because Bungie calls Edge of Fate the wrong path for Destiny 2, saying that the power and tier grind will never be a substitute for earning a trophy, and that the system clearly failed. But here's my thing when it comes to Destiny, when it comes to games that are very grindy, especially when you're like over the years stacking up like levels, power levels, things like that, right? What always gets me, if you're going to do that, like let's just say, example, Division 2, Division 2, you have levels. Like I've seen people level 1,000, level 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, right? Things like that. But if they were to do an update, a DLC come out, and they said, hey, this next DLC, your level is getting wiped completely, and you guys starting back over to zero. Don't you think it's kind of a slap in the face? I think it is. I think it's a huge slap in the face, because it's just like, just the time that you put in, it's almost like a lifelong achievement that you have done. You're just like, I went from zero, like especially if you're an OG, like Destiny day one player, you went from you literally went from light level 10 to light level 2050 over the course of the years. So that's what I'm trying to give trying to see everybody's standpoint, trying to have people see my point on that. But also I see other people that are like, hey, we're always we're super high powered because we grind the game a lot, so we're always up to date with gear and things like that. So then when something new comes out, then we're already at that like near that threshold where they can just take on anything, and then they'll just when they do the raid, they'll get the new gear, and then they'll power level that, they'll get to the power cap of whatever it's going to be, and then they'll just stay at that area the whole time, and they can get burnt, and they can be, and they get burnt out and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to put that together, trying to have a balance. Let me put it that way, because either it's you're playing the game too much and you should stop, but then you don't want people to stop playing the game because then they're going to be behind. So it's hard. That's one of the hard things about playing games like this. So anyway, I'm sorry, let's go ahead and let's go further. This is from thegamepost.com, so make sure to go check them out. They have some very good articles ranging from different games, tips, tricks, things like that. So it's very interesting to take a read from it. And then also what I do like about their articles, if you want to know more about it, know more about a story, there's links that you can click, and you can pull up that story and then go deep dive into more of it. I did it for I remember one time I did it for 2 hours for Sony and Katakawa and stuff like that, trying to acquire them. It was a whole thing. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. It said that Bungie has admitted that Destiny 2's Edge of Fate, I almost said Fate of Edge, I always keep doing that, Edge of Fate update pushed the game in the wrong direction, confirming major changes to power, gear tiers, and progression as part of a newly revealed Renegades content calendar. Also, I want to say when it comes to, I'll say it after this stuff. Don't worry. They said that Destiny 2 has been through a rough few months, and Bungie is finally saying the quiet part out loud. With the release of the new Renegades content calendar, the studio openly admits that Edge of Fate's entire vision for progression, power grinds, gear tiers, and the portal was simply the wrong direction for the game. They said that the update launched with a huge push toward climbing gear tiering, tedious power level grind, and relying heavily on the portal for new rewards. On paper, this was supposed to refocus Destiny 2 for our releases and player call to action on familiar but deeper pursuit. So what happened here was that it was an issue, especially for people that don't play the game a lot. They're gonna going back to just how Destiny was before. If you were if you heavily grind the game, it's almost like it seemed too easy. But if you were a person that doesn't play the game a lot due to school, job, whatever, any personal things, then it seemed like you were behind. There was no balance in the middle. There was no balance. But it seems like with the direction that they did with this, it seems like it was geared towards the people that really grind the game and things like that, that are mainly that are playing the game hours on end, which is I can kind of see it. It's oh, that's where your loyal people, the loyal people are. But then again, it's like there are people that just simply can't play the game that long because of due to like, you know, personal reasons and stuff. When they did the Armor 3.0 system, which they're going to talk about this later, which you see here, or yeah, what they're going to talk about later, that was implemented. That should have been implemented for a brand new Destiny title. It should have been like Destiny 3 to put the Armor 3.0 system in there and then have like, you know, the grind and stuff like that. It would have been different. But if you change something that's existing that people have been familiar with like for so long, it's an issue, especially when it comes to this Armor 3.0 system, when it comes to the Edge of Fate, because if people did not purchase the Edge of Fate, right, you are still affected by this Armor 3.0. You don't get to keep your old power level or anything like that. Like your armor and everything goes down. And the thing is, I'm not entirely sure how it works for like those that didn't purchase the DLC, but in order to get higher tier armor, you had to play the campaign. So if you didn't buy it, like what would you have to do? You have to do like a series of strikes. You have to do high level strikes to try to get the gear. Like, I'm not entirely sure. So then it said, instead, the game broke down almost immediately. Edge of Fate shipped with bugs, rewards not dropping correctly, Armor 3.0 issues, and an overall system that felt more like homework than fun. Many players complained that the portal felt like a chore. I think it was like, yeah, the UI for the portal, instead of it like being like planets and stuff like that, where you just select the planets and then you go into the planets and then you choose like what location you want to go into. It's like more like, oh, you select this, it's a drop down, strike, Vanguard, drop down, it's like strike, and then that's it. It's kind of like the creativity went away. That made sense. All right, so then they said, now as part of a new Renegades content calendar, Bungie is finally explaining what went wrong and what is changing. Here we go. This is something I want to know if they are catching on what the community was saying. So they said that feedback made it clear that this was the wrong path for Destiny. Okay. They said in the new post, Bungie doesn't try to sugarcoat things. That's good. The studio says the entire power and tier grind simply wasn't fun or meaningful. Instead of feeling like you were earning something special, you were just climbing through throwaway tiers to get the gear you actually wanted. The portal also pulled too much of the game's sense exploration away, turning progression into a loop that didn't feel like Destiny. So kind of lost your identity a bit, sounds like. They said with the Edge of Fate, we presented a different vision for the future of Destiny 2's core game. That right there is the worst. That is the worst thing to do. Never, ever, like anybody that makes a video, that are making video games or anything like that, never change your core design. Never do that. That's what makes your game. That's like the heart of your game. That's what it is. It's like the heart of your video game. You never want to do that. Perfect example, look at Rainbow Six. I'm going to bring this up. I don't care. I'm going to bring this up so many times. Look at Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six was Terrorist Hunt. It was a PvE game at first. It was Terrorist Hunt. And then over the years, then they started adding PvP in and stuff like that, especially because when like Xbox Live, PlayStation Network and stuff like that came out. But then they got into the esports realm. And then what happened was they got rid of, like, they started fading away Terrorist Hunt. It was no longer matchmaking or anything. It was a practice mode. And then out of nowhere, it's completely gone. And this was on Siege. Siege had Terrorist Hunt at the very beginning. You can look up, you know, Rooster Teeth, Let's Plays and Achievement Hunters. They played Terrorist Hunt. I used to play it like crazy too. That's how I still have stats on Rainbow Six. I never played a PvP of Rainbow Six in my life, and I still have stats because of Terrorist Hunt. So where I'm going with this is that if you change your core, you're literally changing the identity of your game. It don't matter if you have the same characters, if you have the same branding, you have the same names, you have the same developers. Doesn't matter. You change the core of your game, you literally just change. It's a brand new game. It's a whole new game with just the same facelift. That's it. That's all it is. Don't change the core of your game. Don't do that. Unless the core of your game was not working, it wasn't well received, it wasn't working, then yes, pull it, make some adjustments, hear back from people, and then put it back out and see if it, you know, how well it does. But here's my other thing is, like, when it comes to this, I know they have QA testers. I know they do, unless they laid them off too. No. They have QA testers. I applied and I got rejected. They are QA testers. My thing is, I know QA testers probably said something about this. There was probably one or two people that said something about this and said, I don't think this is going to be well received because this is completely changing Destiny 2 and it's not going to be well. Obviously it got ignored because of the result of the Edge of Fate. It's just so interesting. It's like, it's very, very interesting to see like people's thoughts get rejected, like their feedback and everything gets rejected, and then then like basically the studios themselves gets blown up in their face because of this. So sorry, I just keep going down this rabbit hole tangent thing. I'm so sorry. Bungie said, one intended to refocus our releases and player call to action on a familiar but deeper pursuit of power and ascending to higher tiers of gear across a wider range of activities supporting customizational challenges and consumer rewards. My thing is, if they wanted to do this, why don't they just made it an option? Like if you want to do like I don't know, like a prestige system, like if you wanted to keep your old power level, then keep it, yeah, but then if you want to like get like way better like gear and stuff like that, then just like do like a prestige, system, and then let them know, like do like a series of like, you know, UI warnings and stuff like, hey, when you do this, you cannot revert back, you know, once your gear has been changed and stuff, you cannot go back, stuff like that. Like, do you want to proceed? Do something like that, because then you would still have people that want to play like how they played before, but then you want people who want to grind it, that really want to try to grind it, then they can do it. It's not forced upon anybody on, you know, anybody's side, you know, on the old side or the new side. It's not forced. They said that very quickly, the feedback made it clear that this was the wrong path for Destiny. Even if our execution had been perfect, and we seen plainly that it was not, it is clear that grinding power will never be a substitute for earning a trophy. Yeah. Climbing through throwaway tiers en route to the gear you want to build around isn't aspirational. It said, and the portal itself surrenders too much of Destiny's feeling of place and exploration. It said that these lessons and many others besides them have been taken to heart by our team over the last 3 months. Not just the team, but your community too. They said, according to the studio, the last 3 months have been entirely focused on fixing this. Updates from 9.0 to 9.1.5 were all about speeding up rewards, improving drop rates, increasing player choice, and making it easier to play with your friends without worrying about power gaps. Alongside this, Bungie laid out what's coming next with Renegades. Update 9.5.0 launches on December 2nd with the full campaign. They have a campaign now. Before, they didn't have a campaign. Okay, it's a start. It's a start. They said the Lawless Frontier activity, an exotic mission, the new Blaster's weapon type, the Praxic Blade exotic, which is the lightsaber, and the new Equilibrium dungeon. Seems interesting of that name, but okay. Releasing on December 13th, 2025. Power catch-up is being simplified. Seasonal power now carries forward. And the vault, and the vault is getting a much needed 300 slot increase with proper sorting tools. Universal exotic armor ornaments are also finally here, letting players mix looks across exotic pieces in PvE. Check out the full Renegades content calendar below, which is right here. And it says, what do you think of this? Let us know about your comments down below. So did anybody say anything? No comments. Okay, so it's a start. I'm gonna say that it is a start for Renegades, so especially with the campaign being there. And then, because I remember the first thing when Edge of Fate was coming out and people were pre-ordering and stuff, you had like the campaign, the raid, and stuff like that, and then dungeon. But in Renegades, it wasn't enough. Renegades didn't have a campaign. They just had a dungeon and like a few other weapons, and that's it. But now they're adding more stuff, which is good. I'm trying to see if they had other stuff. The Edge of Fate featured gear continues. Increasing the vault, that's always a good thing because vaults stack up like crazy. Solo ops, fire team ops, arena ops, 6-player activities, the pinnacle of, sorry, I'm like trying to like read the little calendar thing. You know, here, I'll show you guys the calendar. Let's do that. Let's look at the calendar. Oh, can I get a bigger look of the calendar? We're gonna MacGyver this. We'll MacGyver this shenanigans. All right, actually, let's do this. Boom. And then it's gonna be hard to see. We're gonna try. So we got so Edge of Fate's over here. Portal reward increases. Powerful drop returning. Tier 5 drop rate increases. I think like when it comes to like the drop rates and stuff, I think like they were trying to go with like the First Descendant type of route where you have to constantly play same mission or whatever over and over and over until you get that gear. Which I'm just gonna say now with First Descendant, their drop rates are like fractions. It's crazy. Like it's so long to get like a piece that you need so you can craft a gun. I remember doing something like 20 times or ridiculous. All right, so then they said, let's see here, the 9.1.5. So where we're going? Okay, so you got the campaign up there, lawless frontier activity, exotic mission. You got a new dungeon, new weapons, new weapon, exotic weapons and armored featured. The featured gear for Edge of Fate continues. The vault increases. So is there 800 spaces now? Let's see, portal activities, solo ops, fire team, arena ops, and more. See, like for me, let's see what else they have. Vanguard, Grandmaster Vanguard, Crucible, and Arena. It would be cool, like this right here. They could have done, oh my goodness, they could have done I'm trying to think of the name for it. Gambit. They could have done a Gambit on this. Like, dude, be on Tatooine and like, yeah, you could be like on Tatooine and fight there and like teleport to somebody else's team side and I don't know. It would just be kind of cool. It'd be cool to like see it in a Star Wars standpoint, since you're going to go Star Wars theme. And which is something I noticed with a lot of video games. A lot of video games are starting to do themes of like movies and things like that. Now, I don't know how this is gonna play out. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll be checking out people's streams, obviously, because honestly, but right now, Helldivers 2 and Battlefield 6 is what got me right now. Destiny 2 is just, I don't know. It's just, I'm not really feeling it. And if I do play Destiny 2, I have to go through Edge of Fate. I have to go through it once at least, so I can get that done and then go play Renegades if I have Renegades. So, yep, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Destiny 2 and Renegades. Do you guys think this is gonna potentially help bring people back to Destiny 2, or do you think it's just if it's too far gone? But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And also be sure to check out my Twitch. This is where I do my article read, so if you guys want to hear me stutter and say a lot, things like that, go ahead, drop a follow. We're very close to 900 followers. And then also subscribe over here to the YouTube channel. We're almost at 400 subscribers, so the goal is to possibly get to 500 by the end of the year on YouTube, and then on Twitch the goal is to get to 1,000 followers, because we never got there before. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.